What's going on, everybody? Storms here. Today I'll be addressing a question that I've been requested a lot, which is going to be my settings. This applies to mouse and keyboard as well as controller. These aren't going to be the end-all be-all. Some people will prefer certain things. For instance, I got my keyboard binds from Deuces. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's a very talented player. He plays as well in the World Cups. Anyways, I got some inspiration from him. However, my hands are a lot smaller, so I kind of changed a few things here and there to kind of fit my personal needs. So you don't need to take these verbatim. You can change a few things here and there to kind of meet your needs and preferences. So yeah, here we go. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and break this up into two different parts. First part's going to be controller. Basically everything is the same as Builder Pro. The only differences are editing, sprint. Let me see what else. Oh, one thing I want to mention is you want to keep B as your switch mode only. By default, it's switch mode edit. You always want to choose switch mode, because if you have it under switch mode edit, you get a input delay, like a pretty noticeable input delay. At least whenever you're at a high level, you will notice it while editing, building, etc. So switch mode is imperative. Left stick is edit. It's just a very natural feel, which in turn means you will have to turn on auto run or auto sprint, because generally left stick is for sprint. So you want to turn on auto run, because there's really no point in walking. So auto run, replace run with edit. Build controls, nothing really changes here. I'll leave this up here for a few seconds so that way you guys can kind of see and replicate. Edit controls, this is where it gets a little weird. So most things are unbound, some are default. The main ones are going to be confirm. I confirm with X. Now I don't confirm with X on the face of the controller. I have an Elite controller. So this I guess settings video is going to be generally aimed towards people who are play at a higher level, or who are trying to play at a higher level. That means you have a scuff or an Elite controller or something that will have paddles. Just because if you're playing with a standard Xbox controller, unless you're playing claw, you're not really trying to play at a higher competitive level. So I use an Elite controller personally. X, I have it on the right side, so it feels a lot more natural while editing. And then reset is right bumper. So I reset with the right bumper and confirm with X. Alright, dead zones. The dead zones are at 0.15. It's a little low, so it's kind of sensitive, but I like to play at a very sensitive level. This can be this is a very preference oriented point in the video. This isn't really something that you have to take on exactly. You can definitely switch this up to whatever you prefer, and that goes along with settings as well. So my X and Y is 0.8 and 0.7, 0.8 being X, 0.7 being Y. Controller targeting sensitivity is 0.6 and controller scope sensitivity is 0.8. Again, generally sensitivity is usually up to preference, so you don't have to take these, just I get asked a lot, so there they are. Alright guys, for the second part of the video, we're going to go ahead and cover keyboard. So again, this doesn't have to be exact. Just take this as a template, use it for the most part, and whatever you feel will fit you better and work better for you, you can always tweak and play around with. Again, I got these from Deuces, and then there's a couple things here and there that I changed. So for example, he had G as his pyramid. It was very uncomfortable for me to press G to do a pyramid, especially when you're doing 90s and putting floor pyramids. It was difficult for me, so I set it as a mouse button. I only use one mouse button. Most of my binds are on the keyboard itself, just because you don't want to sacrifice aim, so which I've noticed has been really good. So I'm just going to scroll through here real quick, and if you need to pause it or go back, you can do that. Just going to do a quick scroll. Okay, the last thing I do want to say is that you might not have been able to see during the settings, but one thing I do is I edit and confirm with V, right? So V to edit, choose it with right click, and then confirm with V. And then you reset with scroll wheel down. So it's very quick. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this helps you get pretty good and improve. You know, again, a lot of this is going to be preference, but this is just a template or, you know, a rubric to go off of. You know, if somebody, let's say for example, somebody plays on Combat Pro, obviously the best person on Builder Pro is going to be better than somebody on Combat Pro. So a lot of this is you do want to use, but certain things can be tweaked to your preference. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you later.